Yo, what's happening, baby? This is the Flaming Sword Musing, and I'm Musing Khan. You know, sometimes all it takes is like a shift of perspective. And not only will it change, like how you move, but it perceive how you, I'm sorry, it would change how you perceive other people moving, you know? I always think about that Brad Pitt movie, Killing Them Softly, where, you know, look up the plot, Killing Them Softly with Brad Pitt. But sometimes people look at shit as until they are forced to change their, perspective of how they look at it. You know what I mean? Like, you can get away with something a million times, but you only need to get caught once, you know? And I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, if you show like a propensity to move in certain ways when the stakes are small, like, people might laugh, chuckle, give you a compliment or two because, you know what I'm saying, like, how can I say it, like, they didn't have nothing up for grabs, you know? But what happens is that as soon as these same people have something up for grabs and they realize that the way that you're playing the game is like a detriment to their goals. You got to understand, just because, cats are in a game or living a certain life or, doing things a certain way, people still have kids and, goals and objectives that they want to accomplish. And sometimes they resent it when, someone steps into their life and decides what their goals and objectives are gonna be. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, okay, cool. I'm gonna step in this person's life and I'm gonna move this way. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. People notice that. Like, especially in this world, people understand, certain things when they see it and what it means. So even though it might be for small stakes or, it might not have happened to them or, something like that. Something that will force them to actually shift their perspective and look at it from a more intense and serious level. People can get away with a lot as long as you keep the stakes small and as long as you can keep things on a level where, but the thing that happens is that people still read those things. They still see those things. You know what I mean? And even though those things didn't touch them at that particular juncture in time, when something else happens, and it might be a little bit closer to home than the things that they observed, and you're involved, they already know your proclivities because they've seen you do it dozens of times. So, you know, it's like the killing me softly thing, you know? It doesn't matter. Sometimes things get cute until it just ain't cute no more. And once it's not cute no more, or once a person's peers force themselves for some reason or another to look at things differently, things that were once cool probably ain't gonna be cool no more. People might be like, oh, fam was dirty the whole time. Just because they were forced to look at it from a different vantage point for some reason or another. So when that happens, then everything becomes math. Like, it's not an issue of whether it happened or not. It becomes, well, he showed a proclivity for this. So since he's involved, we pretty much know how he's gonna move. So, ultimately, it doesn't matter. It's just steps in the process. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, like me, myself, personally, I know I'm a pretty slick dude. I could talk good, I think fast on my feet, all of that stuff. But I don't think I'm slicker than nobody else. Maybe that's just how slick I am. I'm so slick that I don't think that I'm slicker than nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I think that people thinking on their feet too. Because we all got homes to get back home to. We all got children to raise and stuff like that. So I know that if I push my slickness to the degree where, you know what I'm saying, you starting to wonder whether you're going to make it back home to your kids, then you're going to rethink my whole slickness and put a whole nother texture on it, a whole nother tone on it. All of a sudden things become a lot more sinister and you feel like you got to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to raise your kids. You know what I'm saying? If you're like me, you want to fulfill the potential that you see in yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to do what you need to do. And sometimes the only thing that you need to do is look at things from a different perspective. Because once you look at things from a different perspective, the math just becomes its own math. It's not really like you have to do anything. The math is its own math. So, it's not really for people to burden themselves with other people's choices. Because the only reason that you're worried about the choices that other people make is because you're looking at it from your perspective. But you got to understand, sometimes, a lot of times people aren't looking at things from your perspective. Let go of that pride. That's pride right there. To think that people see things the way that you see things, that's pride. Let it go. Nobody see things the way you see things. And you always have to allow for that when you deal with people. So when you have to shift perspective, you know you're right. I hope you people have got something from this. Once again, my name is Musing, and this is a Flaming Sword Musing. Be blessings and be blessed. One.